亲爱的观众朋友，大家好。
Taiwan gave me something very important, that is the feel of belonging. This kind of feeling is something that I only have here.
What do you think would happen if you transfer in Hong Kong?
My guess is 5 years in re-education. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure about that. I have some confirmations that I cannot talk about, but yeah.
I think today's guests do not need any introduction, but in case some of you are not familiar with the original foreign YouTuber here in Taiwan, who is Jesus?
From Spain, from Madrid. I came to Taiwan in 2006 for study Chinese. I was really influenced by the movie that in English, I think the name is 1 and 2, is Edward Yang. I was really shocked by that movie and I really want to have that experience. So I moved here.
So you watched a movie in Spain.
Yeah.
And that made you then move to Taiwan.
Yes.
2006. You have lived in Taiwan for 18 years.
Yeah. Already like adult age in Taiwan.
But yeah, exactly.
Also, more or less on that time, I started to study Chinese. My teachers, they were Taiwanese. So my first textbook in Chinese in Spain was a Taiwanese textbook. So I started to use Popomofo before I started to learn Pinyin. So, yeah.
How is like your daily life in Taiwan versus like how your daily life in Spain was?
I'm going to change the question a little
Okay,
bit.
go ahead.
Sorry. Now I interview myself.
Yes, exactly. I'm just gonna go like put autopilot on and just like let you talk to the camera by yourself. What is the question?
The question is why I'm living here. I'm not in Madrid.
Okay. So why are you living here and not Madrid?
Thank you.
Great
Glad
question.
you asked me that question. Great question. Here, I think that I have much more chances to do what I like to do. Go to a coffee shop or like have a snack in the middle of the night or go to meet friends, or I can do much more things here because everything is much more fast. It's much better to be a YouTuber here than in Spain, that you are getting half of your salary in taxes. Half. That is crazy. Not only that, I think that the mindset in Spain is not made for entrepreneurs. So I like very much living here. Also, in daily life is so convenient. Like there's not so many conflicts. Yeah, I think that compared to Madrid, I think living in Madrid is more difficult for me, even if I'm not was born and raised here.
I think that was a great answer to both our questions, actually.
Yes.
So it was very good there. I, of course, also want to talk about your career here in Taiwan. You are like the YouTuber in Taiwan, the first foreign YouTuber in Taiwan.
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
But
This is my video. I can say whatever I want.
Of course.
To me,
Yeah.
you are the first foreign YouTuber.
I became famous 10 years ago.
亲爱的观众朋友，大家好。
But I was doing that channel for 2 more years, so in total like 12 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And for those of you who do not know, we are talking about Atoa Bojao Meiyu.
Yeah.
How did all of this start, and what was like the one reason that made you start your YouTube channel?
My original plan was living here 1 year. But after 1 year, I discovered that my Chinese was not what I was expecting. I was like, I really want to speak fluent Chinese. And then I get a job for teaching Spanish. I become like professional Spanish teacher. I also was teaching in the university. And
So like you are a certified Spanish teacher.
yeah, and also I studied like a master program for official master of teaching Spanish.
Oh,
You didn't know
what?
that?
No,
Yeah.
I did not expect that from you.
Yeah. What does it mean?
So this whole time has been like a lie, because it's like Atoa Bojao Meiyu, 但是 Atoa 教西班牙文.
Yeah, actually, my channel at the beginning was not Atoa 不教美语. At the beginning was Atoa 教你课本上学不到的西班牙文.
Hola, queridos estudiantes, soy Jesús y vamos a ver el examen de LA2, vamos a ver el examen oral, la segunda parte.
Start to make videos teaching my students. At the beginning, I thought that was my students Spanish that are not in the textbooks. Horrible videos with post-its. Not one of my students was watching my videos. But there are many people that basically they are in Latin America or in Spain, many Chinese at the beginning, that they don't have time for learning Spanish, but they thought that that was very useful. And it was like, wow, this is very interesting. I like languages, but I prefer to talk about cultural difference. On that time, because there's no other people doing that, so one day, the news don't have any cats and dogs news, so they decide to promote one of my videos, and I start to become famous from that.
And the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah.
How do we get from Atoa Jauni Butsai the Shibayawen to the type of topics and the videos that you're doing now? It's mainly focused, I would say, not only on like Taiwan versus China, but it's very much focused on like the Taiwanese identity.
Yeah.
台湾有一个身份的问题吗？如果你现在的答案是哈，你就是要看这集。
Why do you care so much about the Taiwanese identity?
That is a really good question. Actually, there are like three.
Finally, a question that you will answer.
No, I try. I do my best. Why I'm talking that, and I'm talking about like the China, Taiwan, this topic. I start to discover many contradictions on Taiwanese society and many things that blows my mind. For example, Taiwan is so amazing country in many ways. It's not perfect, of course, but it's great country. But at the same time, there are many Taiwanese that are talking really bad about Taiwan. It's very interesting that. So I start to discover some things. For example, that Taiwanese has a really clear identity problem. A few months ago, I went to the university and I asked people if they know the difference among Republic of China and Taiwan. And most part of people say that it's the same. No matter if you are like green, blue, white, it's not. Like the Republic of China was not founded in Taiwan. It's like the father of Republic of China was not Taiwanese. It's like it has nothing related to Taiwan. And there are many things that Taiwanese doesn't talk, but at the same time, I was fascinated for that. I want to talk about that. And that is also why I start to do now like street interviews, because I don't want only to express my ideas about that, but I want also to generate a debate about that. People in Taiwan think that they cannot change anything. They have that feeling, but it's not true. The fact that they understand who they are or not is something that can change their future. And I think that is something that deserves to give a try, to try to generate that debate. I, of course, know that as this face talking about that, many people will say, how dare you to talk about these things? But I don't care. What I know about Taiwan or about Taiwanese identity has no relationship with my ethnicity or my race. That depends of how much you are learning about that. So I think that this is something that for me is very meaningful. Besides of that, I'm very concerned about Taiwanese future. I think that Taiwan gives me a lot. Taiwan gives me something very important, that is the feel of belonging. And that is something that I don't have in Spain. I love Spain. I think it's a great culture. There are great people in Spain, but I don't feel that I belong to there. But I feel here like home. Every time I go to visit my family in Spain, I go there for visit my family. But when I come here, I say, okay, I'm not home. This kind of feeling is something that I only have here. And I feel safe, I feel comfortable, and I feel good talking with my Taiwanese friends. So yeah, I think that in certain point I decide that even if that will bring me some problems, for example, I cannot go flights for go back to Spain for visit my family. I discovered that the cheapest ones are have a transit in Hong Kong, and I cannot do that.
What do you think would happen if you transfer in Hong Kong?
I will get invited to have a cup of tea. You know that?
No, I don't know.
No,
that.
really. To be invited to have a cup of tea in Chinese culture means that the police is going to arrest you, like interrogate, maybe torture you. This is something that everyone in China understand. So yeah, definitely will happen that. My guess is 5 years in re-education. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure about that. I have some confirmations that I cannot talk about, but yeah.
I also have to ask, since you're here now, because I think that you're one of the few who have like covered the differences between like Taiwan and China to that extent that you have. For other foreigners, like either from Spain, from Sweden, Europe, or like the rest of the world, what is like your short summary on top reasons that makes Taiwan the place to be?
It's completely different. That feeling. It's like, I think that there's no other country so easy to visit like Taiwan. Not even a very amazing country, also very developed country as Japan. Japan is not so friendly for foreigners as is Taiwan. But Taiwanese are curious about foreigners.
18 years ago, how was Taiwan then compared to like 2024?
Actually, the daily life was not so different. I think that how Taiwanese people like watch or like think about foreigners on that time and now is really different, changed a lot. I remember on that time to be a foreigner, it was something special. Now it's like, maybe it's not a good thing to be a foreigner.
It's not a good thing to be a foreigner?
I think that depends. There were ones that I went to the hospital because that maybe is a little bit embarrassing story. I went to the hospital because when I pee, I feel a little bit itchy, a little bit uncomfortable. Doctor said, look at me and say, before doing anything, I explained to him, no, when I go to pee, blah, blah, I have this problem. And he said, this is a STD because you are foreigner and foreigners are like without protection. I was shocked. I was like, what? I didn't even can react. I was scared. I was like, what happened? And I was shocked by that. And then I make some analysis and they take some blood, some tests. 1 week after I was there, like also was very nervous, like thinking that maybe I have some STD. The guy said, oh, little bit inflammation. You are a little bit dehydrated, so you need to drink more water. And I said, and what happened about my foreigner condition and all the shit that you threw to me last week? I didn't say that to him because I was like, still cannot believe. Daily life, people is quite peaceful. Much better if you are foreigner, for example, in Spain.
18 years from now, are you still here in Taiwan, or how does your future look like?
That is a very good question because there are two possibilities, basically.
Taiwan or not Taiwan? Yes.
If Taiwan is still is Taiwan, is...
Oh, do you think that Taiwan will not be Taiwan in 18 years?
Is a possibility. In my opinion, I think that China is not going to attack Taiwan. I think that it's possible that they threw some like rocket to some small island to make people scared and to make people scared about war for change the politics in Taiwan. That is a possibility, but I think that what they are doing for many years is trying to change the politics in Taiwan and to make like politicians and Taiwanese society be more pro-China. There are very famous sentence in Taiwan that is like, it's better to buy Taiwan than to attack Taiwan. And it's better to scam Taiwan than to buy Taiwan. If some moment they are success, I think that I will need to leave. Otherwise, if that doesn't happen, I hope that I stay here for the rest of my life.
Trying to end this video on a little bit more like light feeling now. After 18 years, is there anything left in Taiwan for you to do? Like, have you been everywhere you want, or is there still something on your Taiwan bucket list that even after 18 years you have not done yet?
Something that I would like to do is to live in other cities that are not Taipei.
What's your favorite city other than Taipei?
Taichung.
Taichung?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why. I know why. Because
What's her name? No.
what's her name? Yeah. Alan,
what-
it's your fault. First, the weather is great. People is not so afraid to talk to strangers. Some people say that Taichung is dangerous, but definitely doesn't understand the neighborhood that I was grow up. That was like, no, that is
Nothing compared to Madrid. Who knows? Maybe for the next 18 years, we will see you 阿多啊不叫美语在台中.
Maybe.
And if that is something that you want to see, if you haven't already, please do not forget to subscribe to his channel. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lucas. Starts with L as in like, ends with S as in subscribe. Please do both, and see you all in the next one. Should also point out, I just realizing it now, my ending in my videos is all because of you. Because you were the one pointing out that I blink,
Yeah.
but I did it like once. And then you were like texting me saying like, oh, you always blink. You blink all the time.
Really?
And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I never blink. But since you pointed that out, I started to blink in like every ending.
It's amazing.
But-
Yeah. And you make at the same time that is the
The bell.
the bell.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. I love it.
But that's all because of you, because you told me one time that I always blink, or like you made fun of me or something. You were like, "Oh, I'm blinking like Lucas," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like I don't do this." but ever since then, I do that, and that ending is because of Jesus.